Please give a Joseph McClendon Rockstar welcome to Mr. Mark Feinberg! PowerPoint, you are set.
Thanks for the 10-second notice. Good morning, rock stars. How's everybody doing? I was on this stage back in March, and I shared with you my Les Paul P2 success formula. It was a personal success formula. It had nothing to do with Les Paul. I just made that name up. But it did have everything to do with my two favorite mentors, Les Brown and the Apostle Paul. And the two P's were prayer and Proverbs. Prayer being the number one discipline in my life for the past 20 years. Prayer takes on many different dynamics, from listening prayer, channeling the voice of God, speaking prayer, adoring God, thanking Him, confessing to Him, requesting, supplications on behalf of others. Prayer takes on the form of meditation, and it also takes on the form of visualization. Being able to see in my mind's eye things, outcomes, results before they ever are, as if they already were. The greatest personal discipline that I have in my life. I also shared about Proverbs being the second most important discipline in my life, reading a proverb a day. And there's 31 proverbs, and I read whatever day of the month there is, I read a proverb, and I take one or two verses, stick it in my pocket, go out into the world, and I have the wisdom that I need for the day to make right choices. Would it be good if we had more wisdom in our life to make right choices? Yes or yes? Today, I'm going to serve up my number one all-time Rockstar success formula. Is that okay? Yes. This is my number one all-time Rockstar success formula to apply in your careers. And I'll unpack that in just a few moments. There were these two young men. They grew up together their whole entire lives. Les and Mark. And they grew old together. They raised their families together. They went to school together. They grew up in Liberty City, Florida together. And all they did was argue their whole entire lives whether Jesus was black or white. Like they had nothing else to talk about. Their whole entire lives. Is Jesus black or is he white? I'd say to Les, Jesus is black, man. Mark, Jesus is white. They were bowling on a Tuesday night, 87 years old. They're bowling together. They leave the bowling alley. Les pulls out of the bowling alley parking lot, and bam! They get hit by an 18-wheeler, and they both died on the scene. And now they're standing at the gates of heaven. Fate would have it at the very same time. Les sees the Apostle Peter, and he runs over to Peter and says, Peter, Mark and I have been arguing our whole entire lives whether Jesus is black or white. Which one is it? And at just that moment, Mark and Les both see Jesus approach them with open arms, and he says, Buenos dias, senores. I want to suggest that the number one addiction that we have is not heroin, it's not cocaine, it's not marijuana, it's not pharmaceuticals, it's not alcohol, it's not food, it's not sex, it's not gambling. The number one addiction in the world today is being right. Being right is how we survive our lives. Being right about what we believe is how we survive our lives. And here's the problem. For many of us, all too often we're being right about all the wrong things. We're being right about things that don't serve us. They don't inspire us. They don't empower us. They don't lift us. All too often we want to be right, but yet what we're being right about doesn't change anything for us. So I want to offer today an opportunity for us to look through a different filter, to be able to see our lives through a different lens, to have an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. If I could send you home in the next 30 minutes of our time together with a new perspective, an opportunity to live life with a new filter, one that inspires and empowers and edifies and encourages you to be your best self and to offer that to the rest of humanity, would today be a good day? Yes. Good. Good. I spent 20 years in the fruit business, 20 years in the wholesale produce business. My nickname? The Big Fruit. The Big Fruit. 20 years they called me the Big Fruit. Notice this apple. Completely unapologetic. Naked. Unashamed of who it is, what it is, and the purpose that it has. Take one seed out of this apple, plant it in the ground, water it, and fertilize it. One single seed would not only grow up an apple tree with hundreds and thousands of apples, but one single seed could grow up an entire apple orchard, producing millions of gallons of fresh squeezed apple juice to be shipped all over the world for you and I to enjoy. One single seed. And I believe that there's a Rockstar seed of greatness inside of all of us here today. A seed that for some of us has been neglected for far too long. A seed that's been forgotten about. For some of us, it's been put away. And for some of us, we don't even believe that that greatness really even exists in us. We go through life wondering, maybe I am great. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I'll try something new. Why bother? Would today be a great day if we could lay hold of that seed, believe in our purpose, believe in our calling, share our gift with humanity, offer our best self to the world on a daily basis, and do something extraordinary? Yes or yes? Yes. 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 And I didn't always feel this way. Believe me, I spent many years with my seed covered up. I remember when I was 6 years old, I came across the street from the playground, and I walked in the house, and Mom and Dad are having a fight. Dad's kicking the vacuum cleaner. Mom's screaming at Dad. Eddie, I'm going to take Marky and Stevie to the store, and when I get back, you make sure you're gone. And Mom grabbed my hand and my brother Steven's hand, and we walked out into the cold, dark New York City night. And when we got back, Dad was gone. And it was at that moment in my life that I started to get covered up with fear, insecurity, uncertainty, doubt. And as I grew up in New York, I started to look to the men in the neighborhood for mentorship and fatherhood and leadership. And I had some really cool mentors. And I remember this one mentor, Ray. If you opened up my front door, he was right outside. His front door was right across the hall. And he'd come home in the police car, and I'd jump up on in the seat, and we'd play with the dials, and the sirens would go around, and I felt safe and secure, like I did when my father was home as a little boy. And I remember this one day, we came home from a charity event, and we made some hot chocolates, we lit the fireplace, and Ray touched me. Oh, it wasn't that arm around the shoulder or attaboy. He physically touched me. And once again, I felt like I'm just not good enough. And all of a sudden, all that protection and all of that covering that I once had was gone, filled with fear and doubt and uncertainty once again. So I took all that energy and anger out on the ball field. I was the captain of my middle school basketball team. My nickname? The Jewish Flash. Middle school basketball were 3 wins, 8 losses. We'll talk about my leadership later. 3 wins, 8 losses. We got snowed out for 7 games, and the school board decides we're going to push everybody into the playoffs. So we play the first place team, Clarkstown North. They're undefeated for 2 years in a row. And my buddy, Alan Wexler, puts up a layup with 2 seconds to go, and we win. We go on to win the next game and the next game, and now we're playing for the championship against our hometown rival, Farley Middle School. And as the clock winds down, 3, 2, 1, Haverstraw Middle School and the Jewish Flash are the middle school basketball champions. And our friends are high-fiving us, and teachers are running out and hugging me, telling me how great I was. The same teacher that had me in detention the day before is telling me she loves me. Go figure. The following year, I try out for high school freshman basketball, and I got cut. And once again, all those feelings, I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough. My life really doesn't matter. Cover that seed of greatness back up. Put it away. On the same day, that same year, in 1979, another guy was getting cut from high school basketball. He was getting cut from his varsity basketball team in North Carolina at Laney High School. Michael Jordan. 2 young men have the same experience, getting cut from high school basketball. The same experience, yet 2 totally different outcomes. The Jewish Flash decides, I'm never playing basketball again. Michael Jordan decides what? Same experience, 2 completely different meanings. And so the pain of getting cut, the pain of feeling not good enough. I spent the next 15 years getting high, using drugs, using alcohol, using food, using people to cover up the pain of my life. My seed of greatness, it was nowhere in sight. I spent the first 30 years of my life being a victim. And then I had an experience. I did this training, and in this training, I realized that all of these years I had been blaming everybody for the way my life had turned out. 30 years of life, and all I could do was blame. And for the first time in my life, I took responsibility. I owned my life, all of it. And I was able to stand as the cause for my outcomes and the results of my life. The most powerful exercise in that training, I forgave everybody. Forgave Dad, forgave Mom, forgave Sheriff Ray, forgave the high school basketball coach, forgave my first girlfriend for leaving me, forgave God, and most importantly, I forgave me. And I found a freedom and a deliverance, being liberated and set free from the pain of the past and the pain of the people that I held hostage for so many years. Now, for some of you, you may be covered up with something. Your seed of greatness, it's hidden away. We're talking about becoming rock stars in our industry, but yet, for some of you here today, you just don't believe it. What is it in your life? What is it in your life that's holding you back? If we're going to get dressed for success today, and I'm going to unpack this Rockstar success formula. But in order to take it, implement it, and apply it, and create brand new outcomes and results, we're going to need to get undressed first. We're going to need to take off things that we've been wearing for far too long. Maybe for some of you, you beat yourself up, you carry guilt and shame and condemnation through your life, and it blocks you from being your authentic self. It blocks you from having powerful, purposeful, meaningful love in relationships at another level. For some of you, you've failed in the past and you still question, can you have success today in your life? Can you have success today? And you're double-minded and you truly doubt that you're worthy of the success that you know you are. Take it off. Take it off. I invite you today to take off the things that are holding you back and put on responsibility, put on forgiveness, put on love, put on your full power. Because until you can disrobe these things that have been holding you back all these years, there's no way you can get dressed in your full power and create the results and outcomes that you truly desire and truly deserve. And all of you deserve success. All of you deserve to have love. All of you deserve to have the things in your life and the dreams of your life come true. So the Rockstar success formula. Let's unpack this formula because I think that this is the most powerful formula that I use in business, and it's a very profound but yet very simple formula that we are able to immediately, today, starting right now, grow and explode our business. So the first part of the formula is positioning. Number one, we must become marketing experts. And that could mean online, on our websites, in our lead generation, in our funnels, in our webinars, teleseminars, anything that we do online. It means whatever we do offline, the way we dress, the way we act, the way we talk, the way we experience other people, the way we connect with others. Positioning is the number one key. Because without positioning, nobody can find me. Without positioning, nobody knows I'm around. Without positioning, I don't have any leads coming in. I have nobody to talk to. It's impossible to enroll people that are not around. So we must position our brands, both online and offline, in a way that we become marketing experts. And that may mean something a little bit different for each one of us. Today, we're all positioned in this room, so our positioning is good. Anybody join Craig's mastermind group with me? Yes. So I want to be positioned in Craig's mastermind group because I want more access to Craig. Anybody want more access to Craig? Yes. Yes. He said that we would have full access to his database. And I've been an aspiring model for years. And I think his wife is part of his database. Anybody sign up for Joseph's training? Yeah. Joseph is connected to Tony Robbins. I'd love to be more connected to Tony Robbins. He lives right down the block from me in Manalapan. He's on the ocean. I'm over here on the Intercoastal. I love that guy. How do I get to him? I guess I could go to his house. But it'd be easier to have a warm introduction from Joseph. So I sign up for that. Positioning is the key. Get inside the inner circle. I serve in the back of the room, and I serve this community because I care about this community. And I want to be positioned. So when I get up here on stage, you guys have seen me walking around, serving, and you know me. Is there more of a comfort zone for me up here, knowing that you've seen me all week? Of course. And I want to be on that inside circle that has Craig Duswalt in the center. So positioning is key. Next, enrollment. Now, I'm a sales trainer, and I don't like selling anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because selling, does anybody have a fear of selling? One of you, good. So, If you're focused on selling, all you're doing is looking in at yourself. And when there's a prospect across the table that's trying to discern should he or her do business with you, they don't want to be sold. But what they want is they want to be enrolled in a bigger, brighter future for their life. Let me say that again. Nobody wants to be sold, but everybody wants to be enrolled in a bigger, brighter future for their life. So I'm going to give you my C4 conversion formula, a product that I have. And here are the 4 C's. Number 1, commitment. You must be fully committed to your brand. That you are the very best choice to provide that prospect with the solution that they need. That there's no question that you have the best solution for them and you're the best choice for them. We must be fully committed to what we have to offer, who we are in our industry, and be positioned in such a way that we communicate that to our prospects. That's number 1. Number 2, we must be connected. Connection means that I get up here and I share my life openly, vulnerably, transparently, and hopefully some of your walls come down a little bit, right? And I make a connection. Do you guys feel a little connected to me this morning? Connection is me letting you in. The 3rd C is compassion. Once I let you in, I have the patience and the fortitude to have compassion for your story. Now that your walls are down and you're going to share what you truly need from me as a company, I'm able to listen and discern what that need truly is. Because I may come to the table thinking I'm going to offer you a solution, but you don't need that solution. And if I have enough compassion and patience to listen to what your needs are, I have an opportunity to meet those needs, discern what those needs are, and offer that instead. So compassion is the 3rd C. The 4th C, and this is the big one, courage. It's the courage to overcome the money conversation, because everybody has it. It's the courage to overcome the time conversation, because everybody has it. It's the courage to come over the procrastination conversation, because everybody says they need to think about it. It's the courage to stand in the gap for a prospect committed to you being the best solution for them and overcome one objection at a time till there's no more objections, and they ask, how do we get started? But that takes courage. It takes compassion, connection, and commitment to your brand. That's why I don't sell anything. I'm an enroller. I enroll celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs in my high-level coaching packages based upon what they say they want, and I stand in the gap for them to have it, to move from first to second base. I'm in the gap. Nothing to sell. This is what you want. Here's the plan to go get it. So stop selling. Stop selling. Start enrolling. Stop closing deals. Close? How about open? How about we open new relationships and we open orders and we stop closing? Open new relationships. Don't close them. Open them. Automation. So positioning enrollment, becoming an expert marketer and an expert enroller is really all you need to have success. Of course, then you have to deliver the goods. We have to deliver and over-deliver what we say we can do. And if you want to have a business that's fun, not just successful, but fun, automation. Automation is key. I have a business that's still paying me for 7 years. I have residual income from a multi-million-dollar business paying me for the last 7 years, and it's still paying me today. Crown Financial. It's on autopilot. I have a team that runs my office. I have automated leads that come in. I have systems and processes in place, and I'm on full automation. Same thing with my coaching business. I'm online, I generate leads, I have processes and systems, and I have a business that I can go to Paris, France, I can go to Hawaii. I can go anywhere in the world, and I can work from wherever I am. Just like you guys are here today. You leave your business to work on your business. Automation makes it all fun. So success without automation for me means that I'm a slave and I'm bound and I'm in bondage to my business. So if you want to have a successful business that's fun, what you want to do is you want to incorporate some automation. At my table, my partner Brian, stand up Brian, everybody say, what's up Brian? What's up Brian? Brian's an expert at building lists, automating autoresponder campaigns. If you have any questions for him, come see him. If you have questions about anything that pertains to automation in your business or technology, he'd love to just have a chat with you and answer any questions that you have. Evander and I met Evander Holyfield. His house went into foreclosure. I wrote him a 4-page letter. I got a call to come fly to Atlanta and meet with him, my childhood hero. And I had an enrollment conversation about a bigger, brighter future for him coming out of the ring and being positioned with his gift, sharing his story, speaking, using his celebrity to endorse. And Evander and I have a great relationship today. Henry Tillman, he's local here in Long Beach, 1984 Olympic gold medalist. Henry came over here to the hotel to have breakfast with me. We're working on a book project, and Henry, I met at Evander's 50th birthday party. So I'd never had the friendship and relationship with Henry that I have had I not been positioned in Evander's life. All about positioning. So here's my invitation to you as I bring it to a close. Last year, I gave away 20 free 1-hour strategy sessions to help you guys break through whatever's in your way and go to the next level and ascend to that level of success that you aspire to. And I have a few success stories in here. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to share all of them, but I'll share this one. Dr. Rachel in Denver, Colorado. We had a 1-hour strategy session. She invited me to Colorado to spend 2 days, what I call power days, to map out a blueprint, not just for her business today, but for her legacy, for years to come. We spent 2 days in Denver. I get a text message 2 months later that her profits in 2 months, 3 times her profits in 2 months, was her text message to me after we spent 2 days together. So was that good? Thank you. Victoria writes in the room. Victoria, if you don't know Victoria, get to know Victoria. She's a courageous, honorable, spirit-filled woman. There she is. Everybody say, what's up, Victoria? What's up, Victoria? We spent the day together. She's going through some life challenges, and she's a rock star. And if you need a woman in your life, a spirit-filled, prayerful woman, that's her right there. So here's my invitation. If you want to be one of these 20 that we spend 1 hour on the phone together to break through, where I can add value to your life immediately, no obligation to continue to work with me. I want to pay it forward, just like Joseph talked about yesterday, and I want to send love and light into your life, and I want to help you to discern whatever the roadblock is that's in your way so that we can take off and put on the success that you truly deserve. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to text the word Rockstar, and literally I only have 20 slots for next week, 20 hours that are on my calendar. You can text Rockstar to 67076. And I look forward to seeing you at my booth. Thank you for spending this week with me. Thank you for the honor to serve you and contribute to your life. Craig, thank you. I love you. You're a great mentor. Thank you, Rockstars!
Oh, let's hear it from our Thunder! Yeah, baby.